So moved, we begin our meeting at 9:33 on May 9th.
Great, thank you, Lucy. Well, we have a new member welcome, but we're going to wait till she arrives to do a proper welcome. But we have a new member, Hester Schnipper, which is very exciting. Looking forward to her participation. So we also have new roles. So
Let's do the approvals.
yes. For the actually,
Minutes.
I don't. Oh, I'm so sorry. I jumped right into new business. I'm very
Yeah.
sorry about that. So yes, the minutes from April, please. So I thought they were terrific. Thank you very much, Catherine. Anyone else?
I had no comments.
Okay, thank you.
I have a comment, and it applies to more than just the minutes. And,
Okay,
I think we shouldn't just say tax relief. I think we should always say property tax relief when we're talking about these documents. It's just more specific. That's just, I see it everywhere. In fact, the form that we had made up, which was beautiful, thanks to Bob and Shannon, did say property tax. And I just think it's better than saying tax relief. So I would ask that we adjust our.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think
we
it's a great
should do-
idea. Thank you.
Otherwise, I found them just beautiful, as usual, Catherine.
So can I have a motion to approve the minutes
So moved.
I move we approve minutes.
for both public and executive session? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great, thank you. And the treasurer's report, just calling it up. Also, thank you, Catherine. I'm really glad you were able to get it accomplished for this meeting. That was a lot. And I just wanted to say that out loud. Thank you.
So I have a question about the receipts. Some of that was a refund from a medical bill, one of our clients, Shannon, remember? And I wonder, did we get a gift as well?
I'm not totally sure I understand the question. I don't see the treasurer's report, so I don't know if you're.
Oh, okay. Well, we did get a refund from, as you will recall.
Yes.
And so that would have gone back into HCT, but I didn't know if we also got a gift. I was just curious, Catherine, you might know.
I would have to pull up the spreadsheet, but I can do that in a minute.
Okay.
You question the 657?
Well,
Lucy?
I'm not questioning. I just wonder what it is. So,
Oh, okay. Whether it's a refund or a gift.
well, I know there's a refund in there. So I just didn't,
Okay.
we also got a gift.
Okay.
And do we write thank you letters for all the gifts we receive?
We do.
Good. Thank you, Shannon.
If we click on that cell, it just has the number 657. It doesn't show two numbers. I'm just curious whether we have ever itemized those entries, or if they go in as a total for the month for that fund.
If you could give me specific cells that you're looking at, this would be helpful.
Sure,
Because I'm
it's
not
the-
exactly sure where you're looking.
So the treasurer's report has each of the funds and then their opening balance, receipts, disbursements, adjustments, and ending. So it's under receipts for Hugh
I don't
Cargill.
think you guys distribute the treasurer's report to me, though, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't have that. I
So
have
those-
my spreadsheet that I input into, but I don't have the treasurer's report. But like I can see in one of my cells, I have the refund for one of the recipients. And in parentheses, I had noted that it was a refund for a payment that was made in November. But also there were a couple of gifts made early in April that that would have totaled $275.
Perfect. That's all we need.
Okay. All
Okay.
right, that's
Sorry.
good.
Sorry, my internet just went out for the last several minutes. So I don't know what
okay.
I've missed.
Lucy was wondering about an entry in the treasurer's report under HCT receipts of 657.
Yes,
Whether that was a refund, a gift, or combination of the two.
it's probably, it would be a combination of the two. The refund, it just where it has to go, the refund has to go through there.
In the receipts. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What, may I say, one of the reasons I was interested was I didn't know if we received more gifts before or during or after town meeting. So I thought, I'm sort of looking for that because a lot of people wrote and said, well, how do I make a gift?
I think that would show up in next month, so things
month.
might come in this May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all's well with me.
So a motion to approve the treasurer's report for May.
So moved.
All in
Second.
favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great, thank you. Okay, now we can go to new business, which is our new member welcome, which we'll wait for Hester to join us. And then the new member roles we voted at our last meeting, the new clerk will be Hester and Catherine's going to bring her up to speed. And our new treasurer is Catherine. Thank you so much for taking over the job from Dina.
Yeah, I met with Dina and we prepared this month's and we'll see how I do next month, but I believe she's back from vacation to help, so.
Okay, and there have been occasions when we haven't had it ready. And so if that happens, it's okay. We can take another month for you to make sure. Yeah, don't worry about it. I actually thought that might happen this month. So it's great that it got done.
No, Shannon got us the numbers nice and early in the week, so we were able to do it. Thank
Awesome.
you, Shannon.
All right, so an item of new business is we are going to review the tax relief application. And Lucy, to your point, I think in our agenda in the future, I'll also have it say property tax relief application, because I think that's really important.
Yeah, good.
Did everybody get a copy of it? And we could take a look
It
at
was,
it. Yep, I attached it to the email from yesterday.
it's basically just updated the numbers and we added a line, like, since it's online, I would like to find out like how the person was referred to us, either by themselves or but Council on Aging or Town Social Services.
I only had one note on that instead of self, maybe we say other, because it could be a neighbor or a friend or
Yeah.
Town meeting information.
You mean there's another category, other?
No, I think just in place of self, because the application is coming from the person, from themselves, so. I would just put other instead of self.
Makes sense.
Okay.
And there's a very tiny typo, which is in the the paragraph under our address. The last line needs a space before the word prior and a period at the end.
What? So where is it?
It's the paragraph after the address where you send the application, where it says, once you return this letter, the very last line needs a space before the word prior and a period at the end of the sentence.
You just can't get good help these days. That was my attempt at this application. I hope Shannon cleans it up for me.
It's great. I really, I think it's really clear.
Okay,
We haven't had any feedback from applicants about the letter being confusing or difficult, so I think it's great. Any other comments?
We had one person who wrote us and said that she was the taxpayer, her daughter lived with her, and was she a multiple person household? She wanted to know that. So,
And I think
That's-
sorry, Bob, you go ahead. Thank you.
that was the previous one online, had that multi-family, multi-person, I think, in there, but we've gone back to the 3 separate categories. And I think that should help clear things up.
okay.
Do we need a motion to approve this letter or just, that's our
Yeah.
feedback? We can go ahead. We do? Okay. So if someone wants to make a motion,
I move we approve this letter
To the property tax committees.
for posting on the internet.
Just one point, I have a former letter. So the first line, organizations to the tax relief committee's annual appeal. Does it say property tax relief committee's annual appeal in there?
so Lucy, I think this is one place where we have to leave it as tax relief committee because that's actually the name of the committee,
Okay,
which is different than when we're clarifying the purpose or the,
okay,
I thought about that too, but I think we need to stick to the name, the formal name.
Yeah, that is the name of the committee, tax relief committee.
I think it's also
But
the
it-
name of the fund. It's the tax relief
But
fund.
it also is a little later on, says quarterly property tax relief.
Mhm.
So I think that's clear.
I do too.
okay.
So I move we approve the letter for posting.
Second,
All in favor?
I,
All right,
Thank you, everybody. So we can go ahead, Shannon, and replace the website letter with this one. Great, thank you.
Shannon, originally I was thinking that we wouldn't do it until July 1st. But I'm wondering we should do it soon because this is the new, it will be effective July 1st. So anybody applying
Yeah,
now
I agree with that.
it would be effective that, so I think we should get that out on the
Mhm.
internet and replace the old one.
right,
Sounds good.
Okay. The House budget earmark requested by our state rep, Simon Cataldo. I did forward an email about that. And so so Simon Cataldo made the recommendation and it was approved, and it still needs formal vote by the House as being part of the budget for funds for the Hugh Cargill Trust. And I think the only, obviously this is fantastic to have this more awareness in the community about what we do. And the funds obviously will be though they're important, they help us support our citizens. There were a couple of questions I had, Bob and I chatted about it as well. So, jump in, Bob, that had to do with whether the town can receive the funds if they are specifically earmarked by they're earmarked by the state, but we grant them only to Concord residents, and whether there's any reciprocating obligation. Oh, sorry. I don't know. My dogs are very loud. I'm gonna let you, Bob, I'm gonna let you speak so I can mute my.
All right, it's very generous offer. The only thing I was questioning, and I don't know, Shannon, if you could talk with someone with, but like if we accept these funds, it's a state fund. And does that open us to take in like people from out of Concord? Because that's all we do with the Concord residents. But if we take some state funds, are we then obligated to take other, like other residents from other towns?
I can speak with Chris about it and double check.
Okay, that otherwise, you know, it's be nice, good for us.
Okay.
I had a question of whether there's any reporting required or separate accounting of those funds, or if it simply goes into the HCT. I think this is the first time something like that has happened for the trust.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, we always save like from the private donations, you know, donations from private citizens or the, you know, the stores in town or something.
Yep. Terry?
Yes, thank you, Elizabeth. This is really interesting. This is the first time this has happened, and it may have to go to, I think, Shannon, it should go to Kerry, and it may have to go to town council to figure this out. Also, I need to mention I'm leaving at 10 o'clock for another meeting, but thank you, all of you. I'm not sure if I will be continuing as your liaison or not, but it's been wonderful working with all of you. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Well,
Thank you.
And you're gonna miss us, Terry.
Yeah, I might be back. We'll see.
Thank you for always
there
being here.
some-
We appreciate that.
Is there someone else appointed, Terry, from your?
There will be someone appointed. It might be me, it might be someone else. We just don't know yet.
Okay,
And then assuming that this does pass for these funds, we'll, I would really like for the committee to write a thank you to Rep. Cataldo.
I can draft something for that.
Thank you. Catherine, you want to do an update on the Silent Fund summer camperships?
Sure, I'll just give a very high interview right now. We'll go into details in our executive meeting. This year there were 20 applicants. Last year there were 14, so there is more awareness about camperships, and I think a number of people were sent our way by the guidance counselors at the various schools. I had asked for $12,000 distribution from the Silent Fund. That should be getting approved this week, I believe. So we'll know. I've been assured that that we will get the money, but it will get official approval this week. And we had about 4,000 in our account. So I think that last year we gave $12,000. This year it'll be a little over 14 is what I'll be recommending.
where the funds come from, Catherine?
The town Silent Fund and maybe some other town funds. I'll know this week exactly where it comes from, but this has traditionally been from the Silent Fund.
Yeah.
I think it's
But they only have
Silent Fund.
Yeah. And that's funded from some other, like one, I can't remember now, the other sources, right? The Silent Fund. You know, like,
Right.
was originally associated with the church or something, or is that the one, I got my wires crossed?
I don't know the history of it, so.
Okay.
I don't know the
All
history
right.
of it either, but I believe that the funds are just coming from the Silent Fund. But what is similar to how the Hugh Cargill funds are set up. There are separate funds within the silent fund.
Okay.
So that's a 50% increase almost from last year. Do we request funds before or after our applications?
Well, we typically request funds before we get the application because of the cycle with the trustees. But they were able to bump it up
Okay,
right before.
just thinking in advance of next year. I don't know if we can change the timing of that or if we
can't.
just change. We cannot. Okay.
We can't really because they don't meet very often. So in order to get on their agenda, I have to ask in February or so to get on the agenda for whenever they meet. So
Okay. Thank you.
greetings,
Hester.
Hester.
Welcome,
Hi.
Hester.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here, and I apologize for a tardy beginning. It won't happen again.
Not a worry. Your first appointment, there's, other things on your schedule. We totally understand. We're glad you could make it. And we wanted,
Welcome, Esther.
yes,
Thank you.
you were on our agenda at the very beginning where we decided to wait till you arrive for us to give you
Oh, good, good.
a warm welcome. Thank you so much for your participation. So we've covered pretty much everything on the agenda except for the CMLP funds. And I am going to admit that I don't remember why this is on our new business. Oh, I know why. It's because it's on our calendar as something that comes up in this month. So each month I check our calendar to see about, and I think this is about the time of year when we refresh those funds from the CMLP.
Yeah, right now we have about little over $4,600 in that CMLP, according to the report. So,
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, it seemed like there maybe an amount of like $7,000 or something has been requested in the past. I don't know. It seems like we're able to stay up with the funds right now. So I think as it gets lower, maybe we'd have to go back to CMLP.
Yeah, and so I don't remember, Bob. Why don't we can chat about it after the meeting? It's either you or I when we divvied up the chairperson tasks, but I don't remember which one of us it was. But we'll
Okay.
figure it out and we'll circle
Okay.
back to CMLP about restoring the funds for this upcoming year. So continuing business, do you want to go ahead, Bob, with our tax relief update?
Yeah, I have one application, and Shannon, I don't know, did you get the second application that you sent? Did you get that back?
I don't think I did.
Okay. All right. So we have one new one and then one potential new one. So we're waiting to see if that's returned, the application. So we'll talk about an executive session.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as far as we already sent out the letters to the people on our property tax relief list, and got, as of last week, I think we had received like 2/3 of them back. The deadline is 15 May, I think, which is next Monday. So after that, I think I'll try to contact those that have not replied. Shannon, have you gotten any update at all? For as far as like later on, is there any, I know we had like about a little over 20 that hadn't responded.
Yeah, it's been a quite slow stream of applications recently. Definitely shortly after I sent the applications out in the mail, I got a lot back right away. And I think now maybe we're just dealing with some people that stuck the application on their counter and haven't gotten to it.
Okay. So, sort of just for your information, that property tax relief, once somebody is approved, we send out a letter each year to them to say, to renew the tax relief.
That's an annual letter as opposed to each time the tax bill comes.
Correct.
Okay.
We used to do quarterly, but now we do annually, but we also accept during the year too. So anytime during the year. So,
Okay.
but Shannon has already sent out, I think, the 60 letters. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
so we're just waiting now. The deadline is May 15th. It's not really a deadline, but it's what we accept them after that as well.
So I think it's because we assume that our current recipients will be recipients again, but they do have to submit their application each year. And then to remind them keeps them on their quarterly schedule, whereas a new person could come in at any time during the year.
Right. And that's the one we just approved to put on the website. The website one is people can access all year. So
Yeah. The only other continuing business we have is on our monthly communications. If anyone has anything they want to contribute about having been out and about in the community,
Well,
talking us up.
I do. I was very excited at town meeting to see this beautiful document produced by Bob and Shannon. And there were like 1,000 pieces of paper. So I brought half of them home and I'm going to take them around town and put them out in strategic places. But it's a beautiful, simple document. So I was really happy to see that. And thank you for doing it.
that was all Shannon. I don't take any credit. She really came up with.
Well, it's really nicely done, Shannon. So
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was
anyway,
really
Thank you.
clear.
And I'm
Thank
glad
you.
you took the leftovers.
what did you do with, there are more leftovers. What happened to them?
Oh no, whatever was left, I think people took because there weren't any handouts left on Monday when I was picking up. So it's good that you took some and you can put them out elsewhere too. I think that's great.
Okay, good. That's what I plan to do.
Yep.
Lucy, I don't have it in front of me. Is that a handout that can be reused every year, or is there something on it that dates it for this year?
No, it's not dated. It would only have to be revised if we decided that the property assessment would change or the income guidelines.
Oh, okay. So
But
actually, yeah.
otherwise, it will have a nice long life. So
I'm going to add it to our calendar, our committee calendar, so that we remember sometime in, say, February, that we update it and have it available every year.
Okay.
That was a first for us, but it was really, it was welcome and I think really helpful.
it even, I mean, it would be overdoing it, but it even could be on our website because people are so confused. I can tell you.
That's
So,
Yeah,
I think,
I totally
I don't think that's
agree.
overdoing it at all. I think that's a great idea, Lucy.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a really nice document.
Yeah, and I think next year, I mean, we did have that original document that also included many programs that the assessor's office
Right.
offers, but what was difficult, if there's a May town meeting next year, the issue is that a lot of the program deadlines that they offer, I think, were April 1st. So it doesn't work too well as a town meeting handout, because then I think that would confuse people more, thinking that they could apply for this program, but the deadline had actually passed. But I know, I think it's definitely on the select board's radar to make all of the program information more accessible for people, because there's a lot of information that's hard to keep track of.
Right.
Maybe it makes sense to have it go out with the tax bill in the fall.
I
The real
was out of
estate.
commission.
Yes,
Excuse
we see you twice now.
Elizabeth, that's a good idea. I'm not sure what, I would have to speak with the collector's office about how they handle doing inserts with the tax bill,
Inserts.
because I've not done that with them before, but I feel like that would probably be okay. But I know when we first made that handout too, we put copies out at the collector's office window too, so that if they were receiving questions, they had something to give the residents to, but I can double check with them on that.
And maybe on the assessor's website, like we're adding it to ours. So that when people go there with questions about their real estate tax bill, there's information about tax relief that provides all programs in town.
What,
Yeah,
I missed, what, are you trying to put the handout with the bill or something?
Yeah, so we were just talking about the handout at town meeting that Lucy had taken a bunch and she's going to put them around town.
Yeah,
We discussed putting it on our committee calendar so that we remember each year to update it and make it ready for town meeting. And Shannon made the good point that sometimes town meeting is too late for the application deadlines that are on the handout, and so that could be really confusing. So we just talked about maybe adding it to the tax bill mailing that happens
okay.
quarterly, and potentially to the assessor's website. And then we talked about having it on our website too.
Okay.
It's a great, simple view. I just really appreciated, Shannon, you putting that together, because it's so easy to understand it all.
I have one concern about that being sent out 4 times a year, it being just, that's a lot of paper.
Oh, you're right. So maybe one time
And
a year.
is there some way just to reduce that?
Oh, we could just do it once
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
Probably, I still think it would probably make sense to have it be in the fall, maybe the spring, but probably the fall. Yeah, that's true, Hester. Lots of paper unnecessarily. Okay. Well, I'm going to add it to the calendar for our February meeting, so we have it as a topic every year. All right. Any other questions, comments?
I have a
Motion.
question. I have a question.
Yes.
We missed my new member welcome. And Lucy had told me that I managed to avoid the treasurer role, at least this year, but I'm going to be the clerk. I don't know what that means, so I'm glad to do it, but what is it?
Yes.
Prepare-
So go
Yeah,
ahead, Catherine.
I'll be handing that off to you. It's taking the minutes and submitting them, but I will work with you on that. I'm doing them today.
Okay.
And then next month you'll pick them up so we can talk
Okay.
about what that involves.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Right?
Thank you, Hester and Catherine. Okay, motion to adjourn. That's go ahead.
Motion
Let me
to-
see, I just see if I can read something here. I move that we adjourn from open session to executive session for the purpose of discussing individuals or families seeking assistance, the disclosure of which would be a violation of privacy.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Bye, Shannon.
Bye, Shannon.